Part 6. Americans were very individualistic. Americans have always been off the charts individualistic, far and away more so than the rest of the world. That directly drove a lot of the separation between church and state. Now, how we got that way was clear. We self-selected for it. Between 1609 and 1787, a constant stream of immigrants showed up in America. Many were deeply religious, a lot were economic refugees or trying to escape oppressive laws. They believed strongly in their own ability to survive and prosper. They were willing to take the risks, and they had a strong sense they had a right to do what they wanted to do. And that worked both ways. The British and Germans and Dutch that weren't willing to take the risk on a wilderness 3,000 miles away tended to stay home. The result was that non-risk takers, non-individualists, didn't get to the colonies at all. They tended to be filtered out of the New World American culture. And colonists either brought their families or married other colonists. And both the individualistic DNA, assuming it actually exists, and individualistic culture was reinforced and passed on. Religiously, the vast majority of immigrants were Protestant, and a core Protestant value, ever since Martin Luther posted the 95 Theses in 1517, is the right to an individual personal relationship with God, with a corresponding right to individual freedom of religious inquiry. That meant the growth of a bewildering variety of Christian sects in the Old World, many of whom saw the New World as a religious haven. This drove a lot of immigration of non-state licensed, but still pious practicing Christians. And once in America, sometimes their sects thrived, sometimes they failed, sometimes the groups broke up and moved on to other denominations, but they rarely converted to the official state churches. The result was a constantly changing mix of tolerated but non-state approved varieties of Christianity throughout the colonies. Now, these sects paid taxes and voted, but their churches got none of the advantages going to official denominations. Over time, this dynamic drove down the approval for official state religion. The tension between the desire to coerce religious adherence and the core individualistic dislike of an official coercion of religious belief goes on today. And a Scottish colonist in 1740 would understand immediately the arguments about Oklahoma approving a state-funded Catholic charter school in 2024. The issue is exactly the same. But back in 1787, that meant the instinctual American distrust of government-coerced spiritual behavior argued against having an official national religion. It was better to have no official religion at all.